Hi digital marketers, this is Faisal Amin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how to set up TikTok pixel conversion tracking for both browser and server, and event will be the e-commerce event, which is page view content, add to cart, begin checkout, and also purchase event. So let's get started. So you can see that our TikTok Ads Manager interface. I presume that you already set up TikTok Ads Manager. After completed this process, you can go to Tools sections and Event. Then you can find out this kind of interface. So here TikTok Ads Manager providing the two options to create a pixel, and in the right side you can see that connect data source and also see the plus sign. So we are clicking the plus sign to create TikTok pixel. So select data source. Today we are set up pixel for our web conversion tracking. So we are selecting the web and then next. We are set up it manually, but you have a Shopify store, then you can select these options. But in my case, I am selecting the manual setup. Then next, here we giving the pixel name. You can put any kind of name according to your business. In my case, I am just putting a pixel name and then next. We are just skip this process, confirm, and selected the two option event API and custom code, then next. Now clicking the finish. We are successfully creating the pixel. You can see that pixel ID here. So now time to connect our pixel with our website. So for that, we have to create a browser container. So clicking the three dot and click the create container. Container name will be the Marketize TikTok for browser, and select the web and create. And we are creating the browser container for TikTok pixel conversion. Now we see the window for install Google Tag Manager. You can see that code. Now copy the code, and now we have to connect our Google Tag Manager with our website firstly. So copy the code and go back to our website backend. You can see that here is the settings options and Google Tag Manager. That means that I am already installed Google Tag Manager plugins to activate our connection with our website. So you have to firstly install this plugin and then you have to find out this interface. So clicking the Google Tag Manager, and here we put our tag ID, and container on off will be the on, and the integrations, clicking the WooCommerce, track e-commerce will be the tick mark, order data in data layer will be the tick mark, then save changes. We are already connected with our website with Google Tag Manager. Now check it out. Our Google Tag Manager are connected with our website or not. So go to our Google Tag Manager and then go to the preview options, putting our website and connect. And we can see that our Google Tag Assistant connected with our website. Now open a product page. That is the view content event, and then click that to cart. Now we are just check it out our data layer is enabled or not, so that we are clicking each and every event which we want to track. Then check out, and in the left side you can provide it your billing details. Finally click the place an order. So now back to the Google Tag Assistant and check it out our all event is working perfectly or not. You can see that purchase, begin checkout, view item, add to cart, all of event are working perfectly. Our data layer is perfectly enabled with our website. So now we are go to the tracking process. So firstly we have to create a page view event. So for that we are go to Google Ads Manager sections, then go to settings and find out the base code from TikTok Ads Manager. You can see that in the settings option and TikTok pixel, here we can find out base pixel. So click the view base code and copy the pixel code, and back to Google Tag Manager, go to tag, create a new tag, click the new and tag configuration. Here we're creating the custom HTML tag. In the HTML section, we are paste the full code which we are copy from the TikTok Ads Manager section. So we are putting the code. Now time to create a trigger. Trigger will be the all pages because the TikTok base code we have to implement it our all website pages, so that we are selecting the all pages as a triggering section. So now giving the tag name, that is TikTok base code, and you can see that page view event. Save it. So we are creating our page view event. Now time to create the view item event. So for the view content event, we have to click the new tag configuration, and find out the TikTok template. So we are clicking the community template gallery to find out that TikTok template. Here we can see the search option. So click it, just type TikTok. Here we can see that TikTok pixel by TikTok. So we are selecting this template and add to workspace, and finally click the add. Our TikTok pixel are connected with our tag. Now we are put the pixel ID. Where we find out the pixel ID, go to the event manager and scroll it, and now copy the ID from the TikTok ads manager and back to Google tag manager, paste the ID. Event name will be the view content. Advanced messaging configuration, SHA 256 AM parameters, the SHA hash email and hash phone number are not necessary for the view content event, that is necessary for the purchase event. So when we come to the purchase event, we will discuss each and everything. Properties, that will be the single content and content ID. So we are creating the variable for content ID. So for that, click the plus sign and also click the plus sign, variable, data layer variable, and then here we put the data layer variable name. So for that, we are go to tag assistant, and you can see that is our view item event. From here, we are creating the content ID variable. So we are creating the content ID variable, that is the item ID. You can see that item ID. So how can we pick the data layer variable? Firstly, we have pick e-commerce, then items dot, you can see the third bracket. For the third bracket, that is array, we are putting 0, then item ID. So firstly, copy the e-commerce, paste it, dot items dot, for the third bracket, we are put the 0 dot, finally item ID. Paste the item ID and giving the variable name, that is DLV item ID. Save it. Our content ID variable are set up. Now content type will be the product. Content name, for the content name we have to create the variable. So for that, click the plus sign. Also click the plus sign, variable configuration, data layer variable. Again the same process. Here we see the item name. So for that, first you copy the e-commerce and paste it, dot, again copy the items, Google tag manager, paste it, dot. For the third bracket, we put the 0 dot, and then finally copy the item name and paste it, that is DLV item name. Save it. Our content name, so we are put the content name variable, content category. So again click the plus signs for content category, and also click the plus sign, variable, data layer variable, and back to Google tag assistant. Here we can see the item category. So again the same process, we are just copy the e-commerce dot items dot, for the third bracket we put the 0 dot, and finally item category. Then giving the variable name, that is DLB item category. Save it. We have to create a variable for price. So clicking the plus sign, also click the plus sign, variable configuration, data layer variable, go to tag assistant. Here we can see the price. So again the same process, copy the e-commerce dot items dot, for the third bracket we have to put 0 dot, and finally copy the price and paste it the tag manager. Then again giving the variable name, that is DLP price. Save it. Quantity will be the one. You can put the one. You can put the static value for quantity, because for view item event always the quantity will be the one. And then value. So for that we are clicking the plus sign and also clicking the plus sign, variable configuration, data layer variable, and here we can see the value. So firstly we have to copy the e-commerce dot and then copy the value, paste it, DLB value, save it. Currency, again click the plus sign, also click the plus sign, variable configuration, data layer variable, tag assistant, e-commerce dot currency. So giving the variable name, that is DLV currency. Save it. Description will be not necessary. Brand is also not necessary for view content. Now we are creating the event ID, because we are also create the server side tracking. So for that we have to create event ID for browser site. So for that we are click the plus sign and also click the plus sign and variable configuration. We do not find out event ID. So for that we are find out the event ID in community template gallery search option, and here you have to type event ID. You can see that event ID. So you have to find out event ID. Just click it, add to workspace, and finally click the add. So here we can see the event ID, pick the event ID and then giving the variable name, that is event ID, save it. So we are fill up the all of conditions. Now time to create a triggering. For trigger, click the plus sign, trigger configuration, trigger will be the custom event, tag assistant, then copy the view item, paste it, triggering will be the event view item, save it, and also giving the tag name, that is TikTok view item, save it. We are create the TikTok view item event. So for that to cart event, we are just go to shortcut method, that is firstly open the TikTok view item tag and copy the tag and rename the tag name, because now we are creating the add to cart event. So we are put the name of the tag add to cart, and pixel ID will be the same, just we are changing the event name, that is add to cart, and all are same for add to cart event, just we are creating the new trigger for add to cart event. So for that, edit option and then click the new plus sign, trigger configuration and custom event, and event name will be the add to cart, just giving the trigger name, that is event add to cart, save it, and also click the save. So we are completed at view item add to cart event. Now go to the preview option and check out that our tag is perfectly working or not. So for that, to go to the preview option and connect the website, and that is our page view, and open a product page, and then finally click the add to cart. Now back to Google Tag Assistant and see our view item add to cart and TikTok base code are tag fires perfectly. Now go to the event manager, and here we can see that our view content event are receiving data in TikTok ads manager. Here you can see content type, content ID, category, name, currency, value, quantity are perfectly working, and as well as you can see the add to cart event in TikTok Ads Manager also receiving the all data. So we are perfectly set up add to cart and view item event for TikTok Pixel Conversion API browser site. So now time to create a begin checkout event. So for that we are need some variables to create for that. So go to variables, create new variables, variable configuration, data layer variable, and back to Google Tag Assistant and go to begin checkout event. And here we create a items variable, which items, these items are carrying the full product array. So we are creating the e-commerce items variable for that, and firstly pick the e-commerce, then items. In the items section, you can see the all of product details are included. So for that, we are creating the e-commerce items variable. So copy the e-commerce from that back to Google Tag Manager and paste the e-commerce, and then finally pick the items and paste it. The name will be the e-commerce items. Save it. So now go to the tag option and creating the begin checkout event. So for that, clicking the new tag configuration, click the TikTok pixel, and here we put the pixel ID. So for that, we are go to event manager and copy the ID from it and paste the ID. Event name will be the initiate checkout, parameter overrides. We are selecting the multiple contents. Now we're creating the contents. In the contents, we are already creating a video how to create a contents variable for initial checkout and purchase event for TikTok pixel conversion API. So I will giving the link on description box. You can check it out and you can understand how to create a contents variable for that. So now I am just creating contents variable in the short time. So for that, I am clicking the plus sign. Also clicking the plus sign, variable configuration, custom JavaScript, paste a code. In the bar product section, we are adding our variable which we are created before, that is e-commerce items. And in the left side, you can see that the TikTok schema, and right side is the GA4 schema, that is create a contents variable. I already said that this video will be the description box. You can check it out, then you can understand how to create a contents variable for initial checkout and purchase event. So finally, we have giving the variable name, that is CGS, that means custom JavaScript contents. Save it. Now we're creating the value variable for that, because before we have to create a value for add to cart and view content event, that is the single product value. Now we have to create a total value of the product, because begin checkout carry the multiple product, also purchase event carrying the multiple products. So for that, we have to create total value of this product. So click the plus sign. Also click the plus sign and variable configuration, data layer variable, and back to tag assistant and find out the value. Here we can see the value. So copy the e-commerce dot value. So for the value, we are already created the value in before, that is DLB value. And currency, we are also created currency for add to cart and view item event, just we adding those variable. Description not necessary, brand will be the not necessary, and we are finally giving the event ID, which we are also creating before. So add event ID, and triggering will be the new trigger. Click the plus sign, trigger configuration, and the custom event name will be the begin checkout event, begin checkout. Save it, and finally giving the tag name, that is TikTok begin checkout. Save it. So now we have to create the purchase event. So click the new tag configuration, TikTok pixel, again the same process. So for the pixel ID, we have to copy the pixel ID from the TikTok ads manager, copy the pixel ID and back to Google Tag Manager, paste it. Event name will be the place and order, and parameter override. We have to create hash email. For the hash email variable, we are creating the new variable. For that, click the plus sign. Also click the plus sign and variable configuration, data layer variable, and go to tag assistant, that is our purchase event. And the data layer sections, we have to find out the hash email. You can see that in the data layer we are find out the email hash and also email hash. If your data layer is not provided the hash email, then you can also create a hash email. How can you create that? I will giving the link on description box. If your data layer is not provide the hash email, then you can easily create a hash email from watching my video. So how can we put the hash email? Firstly, we are copy the order data, then customer, then billing, then email hash. So here copy the order data firstly, back to Google Tag Manager, paste it dot, and then customer dot, then copy the billing dot, finally pick the email hash. So that is DLB hash email. Save it. So we are creating the hash phone. The same process. Click the plus sign. Also click the plus sign. Variable configuration. Data layer variable. In the data layer variable name, the same process. Firstly, you have to copy the order data dot customer dot billing dot and finally phone hash. Paste it. So that is DLB phone hash variable. Save it. We are done. Email hash and email phone. Channel ID is not necessary, and that is for the multiple product. And we are already creating the contents variable for the begin checkout. Just to adding this variable here. CGS contents value will be the same. DLB value we are already created before. Currency we are also created before. Just to adding those variable. Description not necessary. Brand will be the not necessary query. Just to put the event ID. We are almost done. Just waiting the trigger. That is for that. Click the plus sign. Trigger configuration, custom event, and put the purchase event. That is event purchase. Save it, and finally giving that tag name, that is TikTok purchase. Save it. We are created all of e-commerce event for TikTok pixel conversion, that is page view, view item, add to cart, begin checkout, and purchase. So time to check it out. Our all event are working or not. So for that, we are go to the preview option. And you can see that our tag assistant connected with our website. Open a product page and add to cart, checkout, and then place order. So now we back to our tag assistant, and here we can see that our all event is fired perfectly, which is page view, add to cart, begin checkout, purchase. All of tag is working perfectly. So now we go to our TikTok event manager. Here you can see that our place and order event is working. Initiate checkout are working. View content, add to cart, all of event are working perfectly. The empty event name, that is not a problem. This is automatically generated by the TikTok ads manager, but that is not a problem. Your data are completely passed to your TikTok ads manager perfectly. So we are done for the browser side int. Now time to create a server side tracking for TikTok pixel conversion API for all event. We are already created server container and create a first party domain in step.io. You can see that custom domain or first party domain which we are created. I presume that you already know that how to create a first party domain or custom domain by using of step.io. If you do not yet, I will giving the link on description box. This tutorial I will explain each and everything, how to create a server container and also create a first party domain or custom domain by using of step.io. I hope you can watching this video, then you can understand each and everything, how to create and how to work server side tracking and create a server container also. So now we are already create a server side container. Now we are connected our custom domain in our server container. So in the admin section and container settings, and here you can see that add URL option. Just to paste our custom domain and save it. Can also our custom domain in our browser container. So for that we are creating a new tag and tag configuration, and then click the Google tag. Here we putting the tag ID. Just we are giving the dummy ID because our server side tracking working with our Google Analytics 4. You already know that. So we are put the dummy ID. If you are create the TikTok pixel conversion API with GA4, then you are providing your accurate GA4 measurement ID. But my case, I just putting the dummy ID, that is G123456. And the configuration settings, add parameter, here we put the send page view will be the true. Also add more parameter, that is server container URL. Here we put our custom domain URL and also event ID, because we want to deduplicate the all event. Event ID will be the event ID which we have created before, and triggering will be the all pages, that is Google tag. Save it. Now we're creating the view item event for server side in. So for that, click the new tag configuration in the Google Analytics, clicking the Google Analytics GA4 event measurement ID. We are also providing the measurement ID, just to put that ID, and you can see that in the right side in tick mark, and you can see that we are putting the measurement ID. Now event name will be the view item, and then event parameter sections, add parameter. We have to add some parameter for server side. First one is event ID. So we are creating already event ID, you know that. So just add this event ID, and also add more parameter, which is value. We are already creating value, that is DLB value. Third one is currency. So we are at currency, and last one is items, which we are created before, that is e-commerce items. Click it. We are done. Now time to adding our trigger. We are already creating a trigger for view item event. You can see that, just add it, and then finally giving the tag name, that is SS server side TikTok view item event. Save it. Our server side view item already created. Now just we go to the shortcut method. For that, we are open the view item tag and just copy the tag and change the view item name. Instead of view item, we are adding add to cart, and also giving the event name. So we just change the event name, add to cart. The parameters are the same for add to cart, and just to change the triggering option, that is add to cart. Save it. For the same process for the begin checkout event, so again we have to open add to cart tag, just copy that tag from it and change the tag name, that is begin checkout, and here we just change the event name. And the same process of the parameter section, just to change the trigger. Here you can see that begin checkout event, and just save. And for the purchase, we are clicking the new tag configuration, Google Analytics GA4 event measurement ID will be the G123456. Event name will be the purchase. Event parameter, or firstly we have to add event ID. Second one is value, that is total value. DLB value. Currency will be the DLB currency. Items will be the e-commerce items. Now we have to add more parameter for email and phone number. Just we add the user data email address, and here we put the hash email, and phone number will be the hash phone. That is not necessary you are only putting the hash email on phone. For the server side int, you can putting normal email and phone variable for that. But I am already created hash email and hash phone, so that I am putting the hash email hash phone for the server side. Triggering will be the purchase. So finally we are completed all task, so that we are giving the tag name, that is SS TikTok purchase. Save it. Now we back to our server container workspace and create a tag, new tag configuration, and we are at the TikTok event API for that. That will be the inherit from client. And here we put the access token. So where we can find out the access token, go to TikTok Ads Manager and go to the settings options. Here we can see that access token generation. Just click the generated access token. Here we just find out the access token, copy the access token and paste it in access token section. Pixel ID, just go to event manager of TikTok. And here you can see the ID, copy the ID and paste it. Test code, we are also find out the test code from test event. Here you can see the test code, copy it and paste it. The generated TTP cookie is not exist. That will be the tick mark. User optimistic will be the tick mark. And now time to triggering. So click the triggering, click the plus sign. Also click the plus sign, custom. Now we clicking the sum event. Here we select the client name and that will be the equals. Client name will be the GA4 because our all client request receiving the GA4 and GA4 pass to the server. So that we are putting the GA4 and triggering name will be the GA4 client and save it. Then now we are giving the tag name that is TikTok conversion API. Save it. If you clicking the clients, the client name are GA4. That's why in the triggering section, we are putting the GA4. So finally, we have to click the submit button, completing the task. And also we are submitted the browser container. We are almost done each and every work. Now time to preview option and check out that our TikTok conversion API for all e-commerce event, page view content, add to cart, begin checkout and purchase event are working or not for both browser and server side. For that, we are go to the preview option and also go to the server side container, click the preview option and connect with our website. And you can see our tag assistant connected with our website. Now we go to the any product page, click that to cart and check out, and finally place an order. Now back to tag assistant, continue. Here we can see that our each and every event are firing perfectly. And in the server int, we can see that our all of event are fired perfectly. You can see that TikTok conversion API looking failed. This is not any kind of fault in our side. It's not create a problem because you can go to the request. Here you can see that post to 200 and get 200. That means our server side tracking working perfectly. If you show the post 400, that will be the problem. You can see that our already we find out all of event from browser and server. Place in order sending data from server side and all of event are working perfectly, and initial checkout for server that is also working perfectly, and browser side and view content also get data from server perfectly. Finally, we have to successfully set up TikTok pixel conversion API from browser side and also the server side for all e-commerce event live, page view content, add to cart, begin checkout and purchase. So thanks for watching this video. I will see in the next video with a new topic. Thank you.